We are rolling.
Okay. Darrell, do you want to give us your full name and spell it for us, please?
Yeah, Darrell M John, Darrell, Darrell. M is for Michael, and last name is John, John.
All right, Darrell, what's your date of birth?
12/20/35.
And where were you born?
I was born in Oneida, I guess, or yeah.
Okay. And give us the names of your parents and your mother's maiden name.
My dad's name was Norrin John, and my mom's name was Anna, but her maiden name was Christian.
Okay. Now, do you remember the names of your grandparents?
I remember the name of Lucy Christian. She was from Tigerton, and Louise Christian. She was from Oneida. Those I didn't remember their husbands because by the time we were starting to grow up, they had already died.
I see. Were you able to spend any time with your grandparents?
Yeah, I did. Louise, I spent a lot of time with because we used to go with a beer with her all the time. And then when Thaddeus Christian was, he used to be janitor of the church, and he brought her along. That's where they lived. So a lot of people knew her. I mean, so we spent a lot of time. We spent a lot of time at the old home place too. Go haul water for her and do all kinds of stuff. And
did she speak Oneida?
that's all she spoke. She didn't speak English. She even had a dog that Rex. That's all it understood was Indian.
The dog only spoke Oneida.
Yeah, the only Oneida. Yeah. And my other grandma she lived in Tigerton, and we used to go up there a lot, and especially like in the fall, we used to go up and pick all kinds of blackberries up there. But we used to go up there a lot.
Now, she spoke Oneida too?
Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she spoke Oneida and the English language.
Did she ever tell you what kind of educational background she had?
I really don't think she went over the 8th grade. I don't think,
Do you know
I'm not sure.
what church she belonged to?
I don't know that either, but she lived in Tigerton, but, I didn't know what church she went to.
Okay. And your other grandma, what church she belonged to?
She belonged to Episcopal church, but actually she didn't go to church because she didn't understand them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about your, let's talk about your dad. Now, do you know what his educational background was?
I think probably 8th grade, because I think like him and my dad and his brother, they used to go work and like my uncles, they all went to work up in a lumber camp when they were, I guess, got out of grade school or some high school, but they were always in working in a logging camp.
Mm-hmm. And did your dad speak Oneida?
Yeah, Mom and Dad both.
And what was your dad's occupation?
Well, he spent I think 26 years driving he used to be Gateway, but then went to Northern Transportation. No, it was Northern Transportation and went to Gateway. He was working there until he got sick. Then he couldn't drive no more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the names of his brothers and sisters?
My dad her name was Slina, but she lived towards Seymour, Slina for Brigham, and there was Jonathan John, and he lived on County U, up, that is U, where you go up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he lived up that way. And the other was Lawrence John. He lived about halfway from here to Seymour. And
is that the same one they refer to as Lomas? Or is that
no,
a different one?
Lomas is on this side, but he wasn't from the same John family.
Oh, a different John, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know where
Lawrence,
Lomas lived, yeah.
Okay.
And then Leonard John, he lived on the Seminary Road, right where Ronnie John lives.
Okay.
See, that was the old homestead, him and Leonard and Margaret. And Leonard died when he was, I don't know how old he was, but maybe back in 50, around there sometime he died. Or before.
Oh, that's the brothers and sisters your dad had?
Yeah, he had them three brothers, Leonard, Lawrence, and Jonathan, and then Slina. Well, her name is Slina Verbriggen. She married his name was Verbriggen. They lived halfway to Seymour too.
Towards Seymour, okay. And on your mother's side, can you give me the names of her brothers and sisters?
Marie Hinton, she teaches school she was a teacher over there. And Maisie Baxter, and Elizabeth, she lived most of her life in California. And her name was Rosie. She lived like in Tigerton. She was living in Washington. She lived in Tigerton, but then she came back out here. And Eva, she lived in Tigerton. She lived almost right next door to my grandma. So that's where they spent. They were Oneidas up there because she married Oneida too.
And that was the sisters of your mother?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did your mother, what was her educational background? She ever tell you?
No, she never told me.
And she spoke Oneida.
Yeah.
Did she work outside the home besides raising the family?
Well, not until the kids got out of grade school. Then when they went to high school, she used to do cleaning like twice a week in Green Bay.
I see. And where did your mom and dad have their home?
They had it right on Highway 54, right before you get to Oneida, right the first house there. When you're coming from Green Bay, the very first house.
Now, is that where you grew up?
Yep, that's where we all grew up.
Okay. And how many kids were in the family, brothers and sisters?
4 boys and 4 girls.
You want to give us their names?
Yeah, the girls was Luann, Brenda, Rosemary, and Emily. And brothers were Darwin, Beaver, me, and Dickie, Richard. But Emily and Dickie died. And then Dickie was the only one in our family of the children that spoke Oneida.
I see.
That's because he grew up by my grandma, Loisy Christian.
Mm-hmm. You spent a lot of time with her. Huh?
Yeah.
Who was the oldest in the family? Was it you?
No, there was Dickie. He was the oldest.
I see.
And Brenda was the youngest.
Okay. Now tell me what, and what church did you attend?
We all attended Holy Apostles.
Okay.
And we went, I didn't go to school until the 8th grade over at the parish hall.
Oh, before that?
Yeah, I went like to the Catholic school.
Catholic school? Okay. Now, tell me what it was like. Did you have running water and electricity?
Not to begin with, no. I don't think, I didn't know of anybody who did. No, he didn't.
Where'd you get your water?
There was, we used to get it from, by Scotters. They used to have a well there, and that's where they used to get it from.
Now, the houses that are up along the highway there now weren't there when you were young, were they?
When I was young, the only one that was there was August Firm. He was down a ways, and Jeff Cornelius. But where those other homes were, that was just a big hill, you know. It's like we used to go sliding on there. Then they came and ripped the hill down. And
Was there a ballpark at one time behind Skylar's?
yeah, there used to be one. We used to go over there and watch the old timers play, like my Uncle Lawrence played on it, Leonard and Hilton Charles, and there were a lot of them. We used to go over there. Yeah.
And at that time, there was no ball diamond here behind the church.
No.
It was all played over there.
Yeah. They didn't have no diamond behind the church. They didn't have one until my dad and Clifford Dockstader started it.
Okay. Now, what kind of chores did you have at home when?
In the spring we had a lot. We had to plant the garden with my dad and cultivate it, and we had a lot. And then when you get done, we had to hoe it, cut out a lawn. During the wintertime was make sure we had all kinds of wood in there. And
You
coal.
burned wood, huh?
Wood and coal, yeah.
Okay.
But like that, in the wintertime, we had a lot of free time because it's mostly what we had to do was and shovel the driveway outside that, go sliding and everything. And go to the creek and ice skate.
Did anybody do any hunting or fishing?
My brother did. My older brother did. He used to have to go hunting. He used to get squirrels from my grandma, Lovaisi. She used to love squirrels, so he used to go get them and skin them. But I didn't get to skin because that's a hard piece of animal to skin.
Did you guys do any sucker fishing?
Oh yeah, we did. We used to go down by that Pembroke Park. We used to get a lot. And we used to go with my dad and his brother. Used to go down there and go down there. And if we got a lot, then we used to give them to people, different people. Yeah, I used to go sit down at night.
Okay, you said Firms was one of your neighbors, and then what was the other place?
Jeff Cornelius.
Jeff Cornelius. Were the taverns there then?
Yeah, August Firm owned the tavern, and then he had that for a long time, and then he sold it to Harold Schuyler. He sold it to Schuyler. It was Rosie Schuyler's. They had it, and then Rosie ran it after he died.
Who had the tavern across the road?
I knew who they are. I just can't remember one of them. But there was Jerry Burnham had it after that. But even before that, I'll forget the names that were there. Mm-hmm. But Jerry Burnham, and then
Was there a dance hall at either one of them?
at Schuyler's there were, like during the spring and summertime, and on Sunday afternoon we used to go. That's where we went roller skating. Some guy from Green Bay came out and you could rent skates for them for the afternoon. Go roller skating in there. Mm-hmm. Then they used to have dances, and there were a lot of polka dances coming around.
Okay, then if I went from Schuyler's towards the bridge, was there any houses there then?
Yeah, there was a row of houses along the river, and Belinda Hill used to live in there, and I think the Danvers lived in there. Al Christian lived in one of them. And Milton Dallas's mom and dad lived way in the end. Yeah. Then afterwards, Cy Schuyler moved in over there. And
What did that road used to be called?
Stagger Lane. Yeah.
I can't imagine why. Was the hospital still up then?
Yeah, the hospital was, I can remember when we were kids, there was a hospital there, and then they changed it into I think that different people changed it into a rooming house, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, if I crossed the bridge and started heading up the hill, who would I come across?
Rob Elmer.
And
about a farm.
what did he do?
That's all he did was farm, and I think he might have contracted like for cucumbers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go up, going up the hill was Lutke, and then at one time they used to have a drugstore up there, Kerstedter's. They used to have then there was Schrader's and Morgan's store. Then they had different people used to own that. The two bars. There was Coonan, they called him Red. He owned it. Across the street where they had different. The oldest one I can remember were some. I think Cooking Vickers was in there. Eventually, but then had different people in it, and Wally Bunkett and Billy Danford had it. Then there was Coonan's Station and Appleton Station. And that's all there was for a while until they built Addition John and Melvin moved across.
Was the depot still there?
The depot was there, yeah. Yeah. Did
you ever take a trip on the train?
Well, I wasn't supposed to, but I used to hop it up there. And I used to have to go, Leo Bordeaux lived always back in, if I got done in time, I could come down a train that goes to the night, I'd run along and jump on it, and then, get off in the night.
Now, you tell me what a typical Sunday would have been like at home.
During the winter, it was, like I said, it was really fun to go sledding most of the afternoon, but my mom always had a big meal for us, And, we all had to go to church in the morning, came back and had a meal, and go in the afternoon and just made sure our chores were done. And it was like, but during the summertime, it was like, I don't know, you bummed around until 5 o'clock. I mean, like, go across the street by somebody or go down by Irwin Hills.
Is there always a ball game going on somewhere?
There wasn't one at that time. But then my dad and Clifford, they asked the church, Father Christian, for the land. And they wanted to know what they're going to do with it. He said he wants to build a diamond. Father Christian says, you ain't got no money. And he says, you both got families, how are you going to do that? He said, if you give me the land, I get it done. And they did. And they were, if I remember right, I think they used to have them big telephone poles. My dad went to the telephone company, and I think they gave him the telephone poles. But he raised money to get some bats and stuff, and I remember first time we went into Dennis Sports Shop. He was up on the east side, up on East Main Street. And my dad went in there and he told him what he wanted, and he said, well, so the guy, he said, the main thing I want is a chest protector and a face mask and his catcher's mitt, shin guards, and a first baseman's glove. But if I got enough left, he said, I want some balls and bats. So he did. And he says, Dennis says, who you going to do business with? My dad said, you. So he says, tell all you guys, come and get a bat. So we did. That's how we started out with them. And then they didn't have no price when you went into the game. You give them whatever, just changed. And then we used to go buy bats and balls with it. But if you played ball, you get a hamburger and a soda. Yeah.
Was there more Oneida teams than just...
At that time, this was the only one for years. Mm-hmm. Now, this was the only team, and there used to be a lot of them come out and play. And they used to have some big crowds here. They really did. And we had the best diamond there was. And we had it done for nothing. My dad knew a guy used to come out do the grading. You know how they did on the side? A long time ago, he used to grade the side. He asked him to do it, and he told my dad, he says, I can't do it in one day, but he said every time I come out, I'll go and I'll do a little bit and a little bit. Then he graded the road and everything. So that's another thing we had done for nothing. Yeah. So that was how all this stuff started.
What about Christmas? What was Christmas like?
Christmas was always, I don't know, it was always nice because you always had a tree and you had the turkey or some nice, the chicken, and we used to have chicken at one time and have roast chicken, and Christmas is, actually, it's like I told one of the guys, I guess we were poor, but I never knew it until I went into the service. Yeah, because we had a good life. We always had something at the table. We used to go pick all kinds of raspberries, and we used to pick them down here behind Burkle's. Then I don't know what happened. One day they just kicked us out, I guess. We used to pick all kinds of raspberries. Then when you would go to Tiger and by my grandma, we used to take canners and pails and fill them up with blackberries. My mom would can those. She made pickles. And then we had all kinds of food, and we used to put in red beans and white beans, then in the fall. We used to trash them and wait for a windy day and dump them, and so that they all come out and all the dust flew out of it. Yeah. We had potatoes. Tomatoes we had. My mother's canned tomatoes. We had stuff all the time. Then they used to take the kids to Sturgeon Bay, pick cherries. So one day, it was an experience for them, but I was working on a farm then, so I just never went. But then they used to go up there and pick peaches. And
What about Huyan?
oh, I guess that was a good time for every kid, because they all got such a kick, going around. Just everybody made them donuts, and it's like they were all good to me. I don't think I ever had a bad donut. But yeah, they used to go from house to house and holler Huyan, and you give them donuts. The kids come back and they all got donuts. That was really neat. Yeah.
Now, you say you went to St. Joseph's for school,
7
then you
years.
came to the mission,
Yeah.
and when you finished the mission, where did you go?
Went to East High School in Green Bay. Yeah, they used to. Well, we all went there. They had a bus that came around. And at that time, you could go to West High School, I guess, or East. But I went to East because my brother went there. Yeah.
Was there a great deal of difference when you started going from the rural school into the city?
Well, yeah, I guess there was, but I guess we mostly hung together, like Jimmy Summers and Irwin Hill, Andrew Swamp, and Arnold Summers, and all those people that rode the bus went east. We all used to go play football together, in the park. But we were just kind of hung by ourselves, I guess. We didn't mix with the rest,
Well, when you were in school, did you participate in any activities in school?
No, I didn't, because actually it was, we were up on the east side, and that was a long way to come back. But, like I know Tony Danford did, and Norman Skinner did. They played football. But, it's a long hike after you get done coming home. You got hitchhiked. But we used to, well, it was a nice way. I used to play ball for the mission, Irwin, Andrew, and I, and played ball but a lot of times we used to play hockey in the wintertime was playing hockey on the river. And we used to play, these guys come from down from all over, like from the other end, the other end. They used to have Paul Cooney, Ike, and all them used to come down, and we used to play on the river down there. When it snowed, we took a shovel down there and shoveled off. It was a good one. And we used, a lot of times at night, we used to just go down there and skate and have a bonfire down there.
Now, when you were a teenager and in high school, did you work during the summers? Did you work out at all?
Oh yeah, I think we all worked from when we were young. I spent 2 years like working with a farmer. Well, my aunt, my dad's sister Slana, well, she lived to Seymour right across. They had a farm, and I worked there for 2 years. Then I worked 1 year at Pea Viners down in Seymour, and then one summer I worked in Sturgeon Bay. I was lucky I got in there. Thaddeus Christian got me. He got me in at the factory down in Seymour too, and got me in up there. Well, he had to manipulate my birth certificate to get it. Yeah, I was like 16 years old when I was working at Pea Viners. It was hard to get in there, but for kids, but my grandpa knew this. Name was Tony. Tony Mel's a big guy. He knew him, and he said to bring him in. But then, it was really kind of hard because you started early in the morning. But I used to think you'd be done by 5, but sometimes it was 9 o'clock because you had to stay there until the last truck come in. Yeah. My grandpa says, if you get tired, tell me. I said, no, that's okay. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, he was.
Now, when you finished, you went to East.
Yeah.
And after you left high school, where'd you go?
Well, I couldn't find no jobs around here, so I went and joined the Army for 3 years.
Where'd they send you for training?
Oh, I was down in Fort Leonard. Then after that, I was sent to Texas for I think about 18 months. Then I came home for a while. But then they sent me over to Korea. I was over in Korea from, I think, November until October the following year. That's when they got out of service.
Was the what year was that you went to Korea?
I went to Korea in '56 and I came back in '57. But I went into service in '54.
Okay. Well, did they have the armistice when you went over?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just had the.
They had just. Yeah, they were doing like a lot of building over there, I guess, and but they had that. They still had that DMZ line. You almost had to go get permission just to go up to see a friend if they were up there, from general headquarters. You couldn't just go in. Yeah.
And what kind of work did you do in the Army?
Well, when I got down to Texas, we went to a new base at us, and it was like Army and Air Force station together, and they were building the air base. So when I went down there, and I had to go out in the fields and work with these guys, bring back their rocks, and I did that for about a month. And I used to tell them guys, if you get an opening in that air-conditioned office, you come out here and tell me. So they did. My friend we used to have 3 guys to room, so one of the guys in my room, he worked in there. He come running in the Jeep, he says, Darrell, go see the first sergeant. He says, Blackwell got orders to go overseas. So I went up there and he says, can you type? Yeah, type this out. So I did, I typed it out, and I got the job. So that's why I spent all my time in the office. But everybody thought it was funny because I took up typewriting, and when I went to high school, but it paid off. It really did. It got me an air-conditioned office. Yeah, that's what I did over there. Then until they sent me overseas. Then all they do was stay in the barracks or stay around the company area. They had a general's train. And I had went to school they give me an electrician's up in West End, But whenever the general's train moved, they had to get a hold of you. I would have had to go down there. But I was there like 7 weeks and I never moved. So I went to the sergeant and says, I ain't doing nothing. I says, I don't like it. So then he put me up in a generator house, and that was just as bad. I was there. All you did was go up there and go to sleep for 8 hours. So we worked in a generator plant, and if the lights ever went off, like on a base during the, thunderstorms or everything, all you do was, they teach you, how to kick all the generators in, the auxiliaries. They never went off.
No storm,
I sure didn't like that either. So I went down and I said, you ain't satisfied with nothing. All you got to do is sit up there. I don't like sitting up there. So then they put me in charge of a paint shop, so I used to do that. I had to make sure whoever wanted stuff painted, and they had the Korean personnel, all I did was take them out there and, show them what to do. And they used to do the painting and come back. But a lot of times I used to help up in the supply yard. Go up there once in a while, help them out. Then we had go up there one time, they needed somebody to work the weekends. And we had to move all the supplies off to the side, and we had a grader, so 3 of us. One was Johnny, manned the crane, and the other guy manned the a truck. And I operated the bulldozer and leveled it off. They had what they call a rainy season over there, and you get up there and it was all mud. So that's what we did, leveled it off and hauled the dirt out, and next week we go up and haul all the gravel back in. But I used to do all that. I didn't mind doing the working in weekends and nothing like that. But again, I only spent 10 months over there, so they sent me home and get discharged.
And when you finished your tour, did you come home then?
Yeah, I've been all over looking for a job and never got hired. So then, I was getting married, so then I went down to Milwaukee, and that's where I stayed. I worked at International Harvester.
And when did you get married?
In '59.
And what was your wife's name?
Marlene.
Marlene.
Yeah, she used to be Marlene Skinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that was Art Skinner and Cynthia's daughter. Yeah.
And do you have any children?
Yeah, 4.
4. And
Lynn, Kurt, Michael, and Bradley. Yeah, 3 boys and a girl.
And out of those 4, how many grandchildren do you have?
I got 7 grandchildren.
Any great-grandchildren yet?
Not yet. I ain't that old, I don't think.
Okay, you got married, and you're down in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And where'd you go to work then?
I went to work at first job I got was International Harvester. Then they laid me off, but my boss says they're going to call you back. You shouldn't go for a job. But I went anyhow. I got laid off on Friday, and I started working on a Monday afternoon at the other place, Perfect's Corporation. They made radiators for small engines, cool. So we made those. Then I went to work at American Motors, but we were laid off all the time there. So then I went to school over in Milwaukee, took up machinist. So now I did that until I heard about General Motors. They were hiring. So I went down there, and that's how I ended up in there. So I put in 28 years over there.
And were you a machine operator there?
No, I could have been, but I was a forklift driver. But then, machine operator, you also got to wash your hands out. I had a nice clean job. Although they wanted me, they told me that I should apply for it because they were taking people off the floor, and instead of taking them out of school, they were taking them out of the floor, and teaching you, and then you had to go to school at night for it, or during the day. But the guy says, well, you already got that time that you went to MATC. I said, yeah. So he says, how long did you work over at that automatic screw and thread? I don't know, 4 or 5 months. He said, that all counts. He says, you can be a journeyman machinist. I says, I don't want to be. Because I would have had to go to second shift. And I couldn't work second shift.
Now, was your wife working at this time?
She didn't start working until after, I think. Maybe when maybe when Michael was born, my third oldest. Mm-hmm. But then, she used to work like 1 or 2 days a week. Oh. Then it worked out good to give us money. Then I used to help her cook, And
Oh, where'd you live, on the north side or south side?
Oh, we started on the north side, yeah. But then we moved on 19th and National, right off on 19th and National. Mm-hmm. And that's where all the kids grew up.
Was there other Oneidas living down there around that area?
Yeah, there was. A lot of them, like Richie Skander, Russell Mattacks, and Ronnie Mattacks, and used to live down there. Gerald Mattacks, and Carl Skinner, Chris John, all kinds of Indians. There were all kinds.
Regular Oneida neighborhood, huh?
Oh, yeah. They were. Then they used to have picnics on Saturday, go to the park. Geez, these have I miss them, we'd go play.
Tell me about did you have an organization that was called the Buckskins?
Yeah, the Buckskins, they all joined. Everybody was in there, and they used to. A lot of it was, they had, it was like, which they did was a lot of fundraisers. Like if somebody didn't really have nothing, like maybe they were out of work or something, and they couldn't get a job. Everybody used to bring food over there, and they used to sell them. They used to have raffles, and they used to make corn soup and take it over there. They used to make a lot of money over there, and sometimes $11, $12, $13, $1,400 on a Saturday. And then when our scatter had his leg cut off, and they had over there, I think they made like 22 or 23. But it was always, then they used to have some for like, had a benefit for children, they had for the children's party, Christmas party. Then they used to have they had one for like, for the kids that they wanted to play lacrosse, I think it was. Yeah. But they used to have a lot of. Then they used to have. They used to have fundraisers too. That when when everybody went on a picnic, the organization would buy the meat, and you just brought potatoes, salad. Somebody else would bring this, somebody else bring that. Which is good. And go to a park, like 3 or 4 times during the summer, something like that. A couple of times.
Did they have any other Indian organizations down there?
I don't really recall, but I know they used to have one. There used to be it's called Ace Boxers, and the guy used to help with kids who wanted to go boxing, and they used to go down there. I think they still have it, and they used to have a gym, but I was going to talk to him too a while back. They were getting low on funds. They should have a, fundraiser like that because, it's like, I would have helped them out to concert. And, but I didn't see him, the last time I seen him was down in the wintertime at a power down there. And he said they were getting kind of low. So I think they should have a fundraiser down there.
Now, did you come back and forth to Oneida quite often?
Yeah, I try to come back every other weekend from see my mom and
Bring the family, so you
yeah.
you kept a pretty good connection back
yeah.
here at the reservation. And you stayed down there all these years then?
Yeah, because this is a long time ago. When they wouldn't give you a job, I went probably out in paper mills. But of course, every once in a while they would hire a person like at the paper mills, but usually they didn't. I can get a lot of jobs at that time for maybe $2 an hour, but who wants to work for $2 an hour?
Yeah. Did you have any other activities that you did? Hobbies, sports?
Oh yeah,
Golf or bowling or
golf, bowl,
pool?
and pool, and we used to play ball. And then when you're down there, we had we got in the softball league. It was like a co-ed league, for where the women and guys played, and that was good. They used to, we was in there for 4 years, I guess. But I played softball for Thunderbird Tap and till they closed, then we went and played ball for this Mexican guy, Dan Hernandez. But a lot of Indians used to go over there. We had an all-Indian team, pool team too. They were all good shots. We always took first place for him. Yeah.
Were there any like governmental organizations that were operating down there, connected to the tribe?
They used to have a Indian. This is where I went through. They used to have an office down there, and that's where we went down. We got funded for our rent when we went to school, and they had this office down there. And while you were going to school, they used to help you out, and it was like I know there was like Yogi Matax and Arnie Matax, and I think we were in the same like class. We all went to get school together down there, and they were that's what they did down there to help people out.
Mm-hmm. Did anybody ever talk to you about the New York claim?
Oh yeah, I heard that different story, but like I said, I ain't never gonna see it. Maybe my kids see it or something. But that was New York claim. I heard that from when I was probably 15 years old. They had a claim out there and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the 52 cents? Do you remember that?
Yes, I used to. Everybody got a 52 cent. Well, maybe 50 years ago, you buy 5 bottles of soda and 5 bags of chips with it.
What do you think the impact of the casino has had on the Indian communities?
Actually, I think it had a big impact on both of them, the white and the Indian. And especially up here, they have so much going for them. They have the schools. They have this clinic for, excuse me one minute. Excuse me, I just called.
Should we pause for a second?
Okay. All right. Okay, we were talking about the benefits.
Yeah, and like, especially the elderly, you know, what they all do for them, they take them to Sturgeon Bay, and the people, like where I lived, the friends I knew, and they said they take them on evidence. Yeah, they do. I says, up here, they already got it, you know, they really got it nice. I says, they got homes for them and everything. And I said, it's nice homes, they got nice apartments. And it's like, yeah, they have a big impact up here. And they were like, I don't know where they would put all these people back to work if the casinos shut down.
Yeah.
Because it's on everybody, the businessmen in Green Bay and everything. It's also gotten so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your feeling about the per capita payment? Has that been helpful or hindered to you?
Actually, I did enjoy it, but I think my kids probably benefit more. I mean, like me, I get a fairly good pension from the GM, but I think the tribe should give out bigger pensions because, they spend a lot of money all over. I mean, every place, they really do. And I think they should be able to afford a bigger
Okay. Per capita.
per capita.
What kind of recommendation would you give to the young people that are coming up now?
Well, the only thing is, I think they should all stay in school, really, because, I went to high school, and it's like when I went through machinist school, actually I got a better paying job than with some of them guys down there that worked at the same machinery outfit where they were learning, but I went through there and guy gave me more money, he just told me don't tell nobody on the floor, that I'm paying you more. But especially a trade. And nowadays it's getting harder and harder. I mean, there's a lot of jobs, you can get for $7-8. You're gonna work $7-8 the rest of your life, $9. I tell everybody to I try to get my grandchildren to go into trade school, do some good education. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I only got one now that's going to college. She's going to be going to Minnesota. That's my oldest boy, Kirk. His daughter, Kristen. She was a straight A student in high school, so she probably could have gotten in almost any place. But I don't know how come she went to Minnesota, but that's what she chose. I thought she was go to Wisconsin or someplace.
Well, is there any other area that you think we might have forgot to cover or neglected, or you want to add to this?
Geez, now that I think I don't know.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for, coming down and sharing this with you. I know it was.
Well, it's been nice for me. It really has.
Just scoot out of Milwaukee for a day and come down here, huh?
Oh yeah, well, I didn't just scoot out. I'm going golfing tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. I come up every other weekend. I got 2 children live up here, and I got 2 children in Milwaukee. So then, every other weekend I gotta, I come up and see my kids. Mm-hmm. Not at night during the summertime. I probably stay up here most of the time anyhow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like the old days when it took forever to get from here to there. Huh?
Yeah. Now it's an hour and 45-minute ride. You can.
Yeah. Used to take all day years ago.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.